Hamtramck. I don't know if you guys know what that is. One person. All right. It's a small city inside of Detroit, and it's very diverse. Like, I grew up with a lot of black friends, and I was hanging out with one of them. His name is Dave. We were driving around. We went through kind of like a rough neighborhood. So I locked the doors on my car, and Dave is like, "White people always locking their doors in black neighborhoods." I was like, "No, it's not about that. Like, if I was in a black neighborhood with a successful recycling program, and like where people cross the street at crosswalks, like I'd be fine in that. Like, I would pick up a hitchhiker in that neighborhood, right? But like when I'm in a neighborhood with like one house per block, and on the corner of that block is a church that clearly used to be a liquor store, and on the side of that church is a graffiti mural in memory of someone named A-Rock. And A-Rock has a backwards Tupac bandana painted on him and angel wings. I'm gonna lock my doors in that neighborhood. Because like A-Rock couldn't even make it here. What chance do I have? Right? I don't know. So I flipped it on Dave, though. I took him to a gay neighborhood, and he picked up on that, and he tried everything he could to not lock his door. Like, he was gonna prove a point. So that night, you guys, we raped the fuck out of Dave. I don't know what he was thinking, driving through a gay neighborhood with his doors whatever, guys. Thanks, that's my time.
I like to do this thing because I'm tiny. I like to go up to people I initially meet and do the Mickey Mouse voice, right? Because they're like, "Damn, that's a package right there, tiny and weird." And I was thinking maybe it could like benefit me somehow, right? Maybe go up to a girl at the end of the night, try to get some sympathy sex, you know? Go up to her and be like, "Oh man, my voice and short stature sure make life hard. Oh, you wanna have sex now? Oh wait." It hasn't worked yet. Not yet. It hasn't gone down. The one thing that I have found that does work is if you do the Mickey Mouse voice, somebody's gonna beat your ass, come up to you and whoop your ass, and you act like you're gonna like it, that guy ain't gonna touch you anymore. Trust me, because if you turn around and just go, "Oh yeah, you're gonna kick my ass, you're gonna kick my ass, feel my butt with your foot, you're not gonna touch that guy, and if you do, it's all sexual." That's my time. Thank you, guys.
I'm not kidding. I've never grown up to this day. When I buy condoms, I am super awkward. Super awkward. Like, if I go to Walgreens to purchase condoms, to this day, I will always still purchase a second product. That decoy product. And I truly do not know what is in my brain, right? But I guess in my mind, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Just the Orbit gum. And I guess if there's a box underneath, you can ring that up too. But I mainly came for the Orbit gum. Yeah, I need some fresh breath. See, I wish I could be like you and just be confident. Like, walk up to the counter and be like, "Just these condoms. Because I need to fuck soon." Yeah. I can't wait to get these babies home and roll on my dick. And then, you know what? Maybe watch some TV. Because I don't have a girlfriend right now. I've been shunned by a bird. And when you get shunned by a bird, I find that, you know, you can get angry, but ultimately, there's nothing you can do, right? It's part of nature. So it's like normal or natural if a bird shits on you. But then, you know, as soon as you shit on a bird, then everyone's like, "You've got problems." Or they're like, "You're upsetting my children." Or they're like, "You're making it weird inside this pizzeria." Or then every time they're like, "Hey man, why'd you bring a bird to a pizzeria?" and shit on in front of my children. And then every time, you guys ever notice, they're like, hey, what are you gonna do with the bird now? Now that your turd is draped over both of its wings. I'm a very inquisitive soccer mom. You guys ever notice that? Like every time. All right, enjoy the rest of the night. I'm Mike Shree, and bye-bye. I had a nice time.
I feel like this is the first election in history I can think of where nobody wants to be president. Do you know the difference? Like, Bernie didn't want to be president. He was my guy. He didn't want to be president. He wanted us to believe in democracy again, which is why he lost by a lot of votes. Like, Trump is a piece of... Trump doesn't want to be president. No. Trump wants to win president. He doesn't want to do the job. Like, if we actually elect him, he's going to be like, oh, God, no, I've never done a real job in my life. No, thank you. Put my name on the house. That's what I do. That's all I've got. That's all I got, man. I love Hillary. Hillary, I feel like she doesn't want to be president so much as she was promised president. Like the same way Kobe bought his wife a diamond. The 4 black people know who Kobe is. What's wrong with you people? Jesus Christ, Grand Rapids, get on it. Fucking... The Clintons to me are like the modern day Macbeth. Like, they came to power in Arkansas because they killed like one guy, and now here they are. Like, that's how it happened. That's how it goes. Everybody's panicking. I'm gonna walk you down from the ledge, whichever side you're on. What you need to understand is that nobody who is going to be elected president will even be in our top 5 craziest presidents. Like, that's the thing about America. We just don't learn American history. Like, my favorite president of all time is Andrew Jackson. Not because he was a good president. He was shit at the job. He's my favorite president because he owns this line in a history book. Andrew Jackson, while president, killed at least 8 people. That's a goddamn president is what that is right there. I feel like you guys missed on my favorite 2 words in that sentence, guys. At least. He killed so many people, we can't be sure how many. That's a goddamn president is what that is. And it was dual culture at the time. He wasn't just walking around like Yosemite Sam, just I'm the president. It wasn't that. It was dual culture, which I think is awesome. Somebody would talk shit about you, one of you would challenge the other to a duel, one of you would die, bring it back, I'm sick of The View. That show would be canceled by now. They would have no more hosts. And that's what's amazing. He never lost a duel. He never lost a single duel, because obviously you didn't read in a history book. Andrew Jackson died after challenging a man to a duel for saying, "Old Hickory? More like he's an old dickory, am I right?" No, that's not how you read about a president dying. You didn't read that. Although, what a better world it would have been. No, he never lost a duel, which is fucking amazing. Screw all the other accomplishments. Like, in the White House plaques, there's like, George Washington, founder of our country. Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. No, fucking put up there Andrew Jackson, undefeated in the Thunderdome! It's a goddamn president is what that is. And we don't know about this because we don't actually learn real history. Like, they don't teach you history, they teach you the American legend in high school, where it's like, 1776 we became a country. Woo! 1812, Canadians burned down the White House. Don't worry about it. 1860, when we ended racism forever. World War I, World War II, USA, USA. 1960, when we ended racism forever again. 1980, Ronald Reagan. 2001, never forget the end of Saved by the Bell, the college years. 2008, Obama, when we ended racism. Okay, you guys get the point of that. You guys get where that's going. But that's the thing. thing, the other part of that is like, and this is what you guys gotta understand about the Trump people, is that 30% of our country has just kind of always been shit. Like, even our good presidents have not been, like, you guys, the Olympics just happened. You guys remember Jesse Owens? You guys remember Jesse goddamn Owens? 1936 Olympics, won 4 gold medals and then rubbed his balls in Hitler's face, and that's where that mustache came from. Jesse goddamn Owens. At the end of that Olympics, Hitler went up to Jesse Owens and shook his hand and said, "You're what we think the master race can be like." Jesse Owens came back to the United States of America, was not allowed in the White House. FDR would not shake his hand because he was black, which means that the president we elected 4 times was, in a very specific way, worse than Hitler! That's who we are, man. We just got to embrace it. That's what it is. 30% of our country just sucks, and it's always going to, like, Trump went on TV, he's like, we're going to build a wall, and 30% of our country was like, we love walls! You sold us! He said he could shoot a man in the street, and 30% of our country was like, yeah, you could, we hope you do, don't care who, we'll vote for you. He could go on TV and eat a live baby, and 30% of our country would be like, I like how he eats it the way it is! Told you, funny, but also poignant. That's what I do. That's why, look, fuck it. I will vote for the next president who's just like, I'm running on the platform of let's make the movie The Purge real. And November 8th, for 12 hours, we'll kill everybody who voted for Trump. Anyways. I will tell you why I'm not worried about this election. I know a lot of people are. I know it causes a lot of anxiety, again, no matter what side you're on. One, I'm not worried because I'm a white dude and this country is for me, so I'll be okay. Doesn't matter what happens, I'll probably come out at least okay. But 2, I know something that most people don't know about themselves. I know this about me. I have a destiny. Legitimate goddamn destiny. When I was born, my parents were in a cult, and I was prophesied. That's some classic Destiny shit right there. Full-on Destiny. Like, I'm sure at least one of the cult members jumped off a building saying, "It's all for you, Jordan, I'm Rosemary's baby." That's what I'm saying. I'm Rosemary's baby. That's real. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My name is Jordan Benea Holmes. Which, let me ask you a question. Have you ever even heard the word Benea before? No. You thought I said banana, and that would be even less weird than Benea. I would rather they name me Jordan Banana Holmes. At least people would know that fucking word. I was named that because the cult leader prophesied that in the month of May, a child will be born with the name Jordan Benea. I was supposed to be born in April. My parents had a whole name picked out for me. But part of that cult was they didn't believe in doctors or anything. And my mom had 2 C-sections for my older brothers. So they did not go to a doctor. So I was born 3 weeks late and I had to eat my way out. Like, that's what was going on there. Like a fucking alien. Like, ah! That's what it was. So, I was born 3 weeks late in the month of May, and they changed my name to Jordan Benea Holmes. Now, here's where it gets destiny as fuck. Alright?
I think it is.
There is another, not yet. It gets more destiny. I'm gonna ramp up the destiny. There were multiple sects of this cult. All of them had heard that prophecy. In Spokane, Washington, in May of 1987, there was a child born with the name Jordan Benea.
Oh.
Now, I, for the longest time, just knew that as like this weird fact. And then I got really drunk one night and I was like, wait a second, you can just Facebook people. He's on Facebook, he's real. I looked him up, I started talking to him. He is a captain in the US Army. He is married to a member of the Swedish royal family. My destiny is to kill this man. I am the evil twin. That's me. Look, I'm I'm doing this. I am not helping anybody. I'm talking shit for no reason. I'm the evil twin. I wake up every morning now singing, "Here we are, born to be king." That's the theme from the Highlander. There could be only one. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
I'm having fun here. I like performing in bars like this. In fact, I was sitting at the bar in Phoenix waiting for my turn to go up, and the comic in front of me was doing a joke about, you know how when you go into a bar, there's always that one creepy old guy sitting at the bar? And so I started looking around. Where the hell is this guy? When's he gonna get? Oh shit, it's me. When did that happen? When did I become the creepy old guy? Oh my gosh. You know, the guy in the Colorado shirt. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's your name?
Bob.
Bob. Okay, Bob. I should apologize after pointing you out after saying creepy and old, because you really don't look old, so I'm sorry. And I have to get you a drink for that.
No, I'm old. Seriously.
Yeah.
See you, brother.
From your mother, yeah. Anyway, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I've been married now for 44 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you clapping. You didn't have to do the time. Yeah. But no, I love her and all. Everything's good. It's just, you know, but I did learn something about a good long-term relationship, you know, that I could share with young people here that don't already know. There's a secret to it. Yeah, secret to a long-term relationship is just do whatever she says. It's that simple. Am I right, ladies?
Yeah.
That's right, do whatever she says. Heck, you never know, you might learn something new. Like just recently, I learned how to go fuck myself.
Teach me the secret.
Ow. No, that's how she teases me, because I tease her right back, you know. Like, she just retired recently, and I took her to the Cadillac dealership. I said, honey, why don't you test drive one of those ATS Cadillacs you've been checking out? And so there we were, going down the road. She's behind the wheel, feeling all sassy, grinning ear to ear. And I said, well, honey, it seems to me that if I buy you this new car, I at least deserve a blowjob, don't you think? And she surprised me. She said, sure, hell, I'll even pay for it. What the hell?
That story's not true.
Yeah, well, I don't know about you, but I think this outsourcing crap's getting way out of hand. Yeah. It's just bullshit what that is. Yeah. Some jobs you never retire from, you know. But anyway, I went to my class reunion last year, and yeah, my 45th year class reunion. And here's how you know you're getting old: when you go to your class reunion, and all the handicapped spots are already taken. When they got that ambulance there, you know, by the front door, engine idling. God's sakes. Oh, and on the dance floor, you know, it's mostly ladies out there, you know, dancing around with those oxygen tanks, you know, and urns. Yeah, it made me a little sad too. Yeah, don't make the mistake I made a few years ago. I co-signed for a loan for a buddy so he could buy a truck. Well, he lost his job and they repossessed the truck. But now the bank's getting very aggressive trying to collect the difference owed from me. And yeah, they've been calling me at home and work. They've been showing up at my home and work. Yesterday they were following me. But you know, I really should have known that a bank with a name like Chase, that they would. But I was driving a Ford Escape. So I did. See what I did there? Yeah. You know, I like working out, but I find it's really hard to get started, you know, just getting on that treadmill or whatever it is. Getting started is the hardest part. I was at this hotel with a free breakfast, so I ate one of everything except the waffles, of course. And so I thought I should work this off. So I go up to the fitness center, and the only thing working up there was one treadmill. And that had a sign on it that read, if you want to use the treadmill, you have to go to the front office to get the key. I'm not walking all the way down to the front office. They probably want me to return the key when I'm done. Shit, and there's no TV to watch while you're going. So fuck that, you know. Oh, jeez.
like really rich, which I recommend. I don't know if you guys have tried it, it's pretty fantastic. Aside from all the good things, though, there are some negatives. Like a lot of people make assumptions about you. People make assumptions about my ideologies. They're like, oh, you're rich, you must be a Republican, and you hate gay people, and black people, and women. I'll be like, no, you ignorant bully. I'm a fiscal Republican. I just hate poor people. People assume I just have an easy life, that I don't have any problems. I can tell you from firsthand experience, I have a mother who's mentally unwell. She was physically and emotionally abusive, beyond what even black parents consider discipline. And she refused to show me love. So, you know, yeah, I would say I had some problems. I also had an indoor pool. Which helps a lot with the problems. Like if you would have come up to me as a child and offered to trade me a caring and compassionate mother for my indoor pool, I would have kindly asked you to get the fuck off my property. Like a loving mother for my indoor pool. My indoor pool got me 4 hand jobs in the 8th grade. Can the mom do that? Then why are we still talking? I like to smoke pot. Got any drug users here? Casual drug users? Yeah. I still use a drug dealer, even though I can get it like legally with a medical card. I use an illegal drug dealer. No. Because he delivers and I'm lazy. And I hate the guy like more than anyone else I know, which like really proves how lazy I am. Like aside from being a criminal, I've made peace with that aspect of his personality. Like outside of that, he just annoys me. Like the best example is he'll brag to me. He'll brag about going to the strip club and paying for a blowjob. Which don't get me wrong, I think that's a fantastic thing to do. I paid for a blowjob. I paid for many blowjobs. I mean, if I had a nickel for every time I paid for a blowjob, I would have an unsustainable business model. But what annoys me about it is that he's bragging. Like, why are you bragging? You paid for a service. You partook in commerce. You know, I've never been like, yo, I went to Denny's the other day. I gave them money. They brought me food. They cleaned it up. I run that bitch. It's ridiculous. I don't like talking to him, so I won't call him. I send him text messages. I texted him the other day. I was like, hey, drug dealer, I need some marijuana and some pot. And he called me right away. He was real mad. He was like, you can't say that in a text message. I was like, say what? He said, drug dealer, marijuana, or pot. And I was like, well, that's a problem, because that's the only reason we're talking. How do we fix this? So he told me I have to use code words. So I do. I use code words now when I text him. I'll be like, hey, friend. That one's a code word. Hey, friend. I need half an ounce of child pornography. Hey there, buddy. I need a gram of elephant tusks. Or, hey, dark stranger. I need 1 ounce of NFL game recorded without the explicit permission of the NFL. The one downside about smoking pot, I'm pretty sure there's only one. Sometimes I eat more than I want to. I get fatter than I want to be. And, you know, it wouldn't be such a big deal, but there's so much pressure from society to be thin, you know? Like, I'll be like on, and it's not magazine covers or anything like that. It's way close to home for me, you know? I'll be like on Domino's.com, and they're like, this pizza serves 3 to 4 people. I'm like, fuck you, Domino's. I don't need you telling me how many people I am. And there's temptation everywhere. Like, I just moved. There's a Chick-fil-A right down the block from me, and it's so, like, conflicting, you know? Because, like, I think their food is dog shit, but I love their politics. But you know, like I've been trying to lose weight. I've been going to the gym and stuff. I burned 1,000 calories in 30 minutes the other day, which some people think is impossible, but it's not. If you believe in yourself, and you tell the elliptical that you weigh 600 pounds, you can too. Thank you guys. I was like recording the set. I'm just gonna pretend the set ended there, and so because I had to pretend that I don't talk about the stuff. I was watching people fuck on a webcam the other day. I was masturbating. It wasn't just like there's nothing on Netflix. So I guess I'll watch this. And I like that as like pornography a lot, you know, because it's very real. But like, I know like reality TV, you know, it's all smoke and mirrors and editing tricks. And I'm worried that like, you know, maybe this isn't the reality that I think it is. I worry about that. But that was like squash for me because I was watching one, and it was 4 men and 1 woman. And I thought, I'm like, oh, they're gonna come all over her face, as they, you know, they do. And but instead, there was a crazy twist. She started crying, which I was worried about it. Like, I'm like, you know, we're not sure there's like issues with consent or what, but I also wanted to finish masturbating to porn. So I monitored the situation for a second, then I like reported it. I was like, the girl started crying. I don't know if there's an issue with consent or what. Not hot. That's important, you know, because like if they investigate it like internally and they find out like she was just sad that her dog died or something and she was there willfully, I don't want them thinking I was happy with the product, so not hot. And I left, I finished my business, and I came back, I had the link in my history, I wanted to check like what had happened with it, and the girl was gone, the video was still going, the 4 guys were begrudgingly making out with each other and sucking each other's dicks. Because how it works is you get like tipped to do the stuff by the general community. I just freeload, and they already have money in the till. They didn't do anything. They don't get any money. So they like kind of, if they wanted that money, they had to suck each other's dicks, which is kind of cool for them in one aspect because like, you know, Ray was talking about like would you suck a dick for $1 million? Like they know now. They don't have to worry about that hypothetical ever again. Someone's like, "Will you suck a dick for $1 million?" Like I didn't used to think so, but turns out I will for 800 chat rebate tokens. I don't know the conversion rate, but I suffer from depression, and doing stand-up is one of the only things that makes me happy and making people laugh. And, you know, I'm not trying to like guilt you guys into laughing at my next joke. All I'm saying is like if you don't laugh, who knows what I might do. Sorry, I know that's a dark joke. I won't tell another one like that again. You guys know how like sometimes people kill themselves? And when they do, people say that people always be like, "Oh, that was cowardly. They took the coward's way out." And you know, I agree with that because, like I said, I get depressed. Sometimes I want to take a gun and blow my brains out, but I'm just too fucking brave. Sorry, I know it's offensive. Hopefully, no one here has killed themselves. This next one definitely is. My favorite thing about like talking about suicide, it's so hard to pick just one, but my favorite part about it is like the criteria that makes you qualify to talk about that matter, which is how many people you know have killed themselves. And like people come up to me after like stats and like to talk to me about it. They're like, "There's nothing funny about suicide. My best friend killed themselves." I'd be like, "Yeah, well, I went to therapeutic boarding school. My 15 dead friends say there is something funny about it." That's true, I did go to therapeutic boarding school. 15 of my friends killed themselves. It wasn't a very good therapeutic boarding school. Including like my friend Grant, he's one of my best friends ever, you know, like we could just talk, we got each other, and like, it was like we were the same person, and he killed himself. And it was just weird though, because like their deaths are able to prove me right in the argument, which in turn proved Grant right when he told me that I'd be better off with him dead. Thank you guys very much. My name's Zach Stein.